story time. A friend of mine shared with me what he was experiencing. I'm just gonna I'm gonna give the friend name. Let's say Ben. Ben. So basically, he works in a company whereby they help youth and stuff like that. So last year they got the news that they are going to shut down the company, and that the government has decided not to proceed with that company. But during the time that they were sharing this news, it was said to them, to the workers, that they should not worry because yeah, there are different places that they can like actually I don't know how to say it, like ship them to, or another place where they can go and work still with the same company. So in another words, it's like a bad news that they receive, but at the same time, like also like a hope, having a hope that okay, the company is going to shut down, but still they still give them like a hope that they can go somewhere else, like within the company, to proceed with what they were doing. So yeah, with another word, he proceeded to stay with this company, and they gave them a deadline of 6 months. And they have clients. So the thing is that he has like maybe 7 or 8 clients that they have to make sure that those clients, like, they can transit from that company to another company.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this bonding stuff that they have with their client, because your client trusts you more with certain files, stuff like that. So for him, it was difficult to just let go of all those things. But at the same time, his motivation of going to work was, it was being promised that,
That is going to be a solution.
yeah, exactly. So he continued to do that. Just for this year, they now decide to call the colleagues, for just different like conversation, to talk to them how they are feeling. And then, yeah, he said that the HR came, and the HR guy was like, yeah, you see, we are closing up in 6 months or in 5 month time. We hope you are looking for something, and we hope you can find something. So in the beginning, when he received that conversation, he was trying to like navigate where it's coming from, because
Mm-hmm.
last year when they explained the situation to them, they were like telling them that don't worry, you are
Mm-hmm.
not going to lose your job,
Mm-hmm.
you know um but now the tone, he noticed that the tone is different.
Mm-hmm.
So he start asking questions. They were like, yeah, we said that last year, and we are still looking for solution for you guys, but things are not looking well.
Mm-hmm.
So we advise you to look outside the company. And to him it comes in like, whoa, last year you promised me
Yeah,
this,
right.
and then this year you are saying this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's in a two, how can I say it, in a double feeling situation, whereby he can actually leave the company and look for something better, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time he has, these are youth clients that he works with, that they trust him, they put their hope on him and everything, and he knew that the company was going to shut down. Nevertheless, he's
Mm-hmm.
very aware of that, but at the same time he feels betrayed, because if they were honest to him last year, that everybody started looking for something, probably maybe last year would have like,
Found another job.
exactly.
Mm.
But he proceeded to stay,
Mm-hmm.
and he just wanted to finish the old thing, like the old, see the trajectory with the old company,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
closing it
yeah.
off,
Okay.
so
To
that,
round up
to round
properly.
a proper, thank you. That was what I was looking for. And also to like make sure that his client, can transit to a better
Mm-hmm.
place and everything. But now he's getting the news like, yeah, you guys have to start looking out of the company. And yeah, it brought me to, he asked me actually for advice, how he can cope with such thing and everything, and also as a child of God. So it's like he's going through,
Betrayal.
should we call it betrayal? I don't know.
I mean, he must feel somehow let down. Maybe not betrayal, but at
Mm-hmm.
least let down, disappointed.
Disappointed,
Um,
yes.
and I think it hurts even more if you've been given hope in the first place and then they take that hope back.
Yes.
It's a bit different from knowing, okay, something is not going to work out, but having the expectation that it's going to be difficult, but at the end of the day it will work out, and
Mm-hmm.
then later being slapped in the face with haha gotcha.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. You need to
Yeah,
vent for yourself.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's in a place whereby he's thinking of, should he like, should he make like complain about it, which, on the other hand, I'm like, is it necessary?
Is it going to change anything?
Exactly, it's not going to change anything. Or he should just proceed in, like, take the advice and start looking for something else out of the company,
Mhm.
which I believe that he's going to find something easily, but then he has to let go
Mhm.
of the values that he has, because I think he's the type of person that wanted to like close up things properly with his clients, and then just maybe towards the ending of the closing, just to leave the company gradually. But I don't think
Mm.
in this situation it's going to happen.
I wouldn't call it letting go of your values. From what you've described, he
Mm-hmm.
sounds like a very loyal person.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that expects the trust that he gives out. At least he expects a certain level of trust to be reciprocal. Somebody who likes clear communication. And if you have the feeling that your place of work, well, wherever actually, your place of
Mm-hmm.
work, your family, your friends, your church, they are not giving you that which you need to feel safe, to feel comfortable, to be able to do your job properly.
Properly, yeah.
If you stay there, you're just going to start piling up bitterness in your heart.
Mm,
And okay, he might say, yeah, I am loyal, but is he doing it happily or is he doing it with a grudge?
exactly.
Anything that we do with a grudge, are we actually doing it well?
No, then they
So
were
I
not.
wouldn't say he is losing or letting go of his values. I'll just say he has to shift his mindset to be whatever the case may be, whether he finds whether they transit him or not, that place is going to close down.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to think for himself, what do I actually want? It might be even the right time for him to go back to God and be like, what is actually the next step for me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I meant to stay with this company? Am I meant to move on? If they're already causing me headache at this level, are these people I can trust
And
on?
yeah.
Do they have
Mm-hmm.
my back or not? And they're showing you signs. I mean, if the
Yes.
country has
Yes.
the company has been showing you some red flags and you want to stay there out of loyalty, my guy, you're
It's
on your own.
and it can be very difficult. And I believe also everybody is replaceable, especially when it comes to companies. But again, it brings me to this question of how do we live an authentic um, life in a divided society?
Mm-hmm,
Like, how can we be honest and truthful to ourselves and also
mm-hmm,
to others?
mm-hmm,
Because I believe that the disappointment of this person is, giving this person a certain hope,
mm-hmm,
thinking that, okay, even though they are closing down, but there is still something I can look forward for.
mm-hmm,
And then now hearing that, yeah, please start looking out of the company. And I understand because it's maybe probably also difficult for the company, like to get this person, a better place
mm-hmm,
whatsoever. But from the story that he explained to me, it was actually the way it was being said, and also the way it was being communicated
mm-hmm.
to them. And also certain decisions are also made without them even knowing what all these things is about. So basically they are like, oh, we are so happy that majority of the clients are already moving away,
Mm-hmm.
so we have lesser clients, so we would like you to leave.
You know what the thing is? The thing is, you cannot be disappointed if you do not
Mm-hmm.
have expectations in the first place.
Yes, that's true.
And you can say, oh, but is that biblical? So expect nothing from people. But let's look at the life of Jesus, for example. He is God incarnate. He came here and he knew the kind of people we are as
Mm-hmm.
humans, right? Did God get offended? Did Jesus get offended when he was being asked certain questions or when people were treating him unfairly?
Yeah,
No, because he somehow already expected it, knowing how mankind is. But he still stayed true to himself. He still stayed true to his calling. So, no matter what situation that we are in, be it now the story with your company not being truthful to you or not standing by their word, or let's say even in the youth group, your youth leader isn't
mm-hmm.
being the person you expected them to be, or things are happening in the church and you feel like you have no one to go and tell it to. I want you to, first of all, always remember that human beings have flaws. So we are not perfect. Yes, we expect from our brothers and sisters in Christ some, certain things, some
Yeah,
certain
values.
principles,
Yeah,
values, attitudes, and it is disappointing when they don't follow through. But let us also remember that none of us is perfect. First of
no.
all, everybody's on their own special journey. And we should just go back to the word, go back to, what does God expect from us?
Mm-hmm.
How are we supposed to handle people who are maybe sinning, who aren't, being true to themselves, without letting them affect us.
Mm.
Because how we react to situations, we are responsible for that.
Yes.
You cannot control every situation, them being nice to you or being mean to you. How you react is the most important thing. Do you react with the principles that have been stated in the Bible? Do you react to the fruit of the Spirit? All those things
Mm-hmm.
are much more important. And but in being true to ourselves, God will still use whatever situation to bless us.
That's true.
Now, him not, making a huge deal with it at work, maybe somebody in management can notice that and they'll be like, oh, this guy, he has been respectful throughout, he has been good
Yes.
throughout, he has
Yes.
been loyal throughout. The first place that pops up, they might
Might.
give it to him.
Mm.
Or maybe it's not even going to be from the management itself. Maybe someone else outside that is seeing everything. They can be like, oh, you know what? I heard that there's a position open somewhere. So God is always by our side, no matter how
Mm-hmm.
difficult the situation is. As long as we just, keep praying, keep trusting in
Yes.
Him, of course, and definitely also staying true to ourselves, not allowing the situation to
Decision to,
influence
yeah,
us.
yeah. No, I think you have summed it all, Faith, because I think indeed it's not an easy situation, or yeah, situation. It's not an easy situation, and accepting the truth and the fact that yes, they said something before and now they are changing. I think you just need to accept the reality and try to see, like, God, what are you talking about,
Mm-hmm.
concerning this situation? And maybe it's also just time for you to leave that company as well. Maybe it's also a will of God trying to let you know, like, you need to let go,
Mm-hmm.
you need to step into something new.
Mm-hmm.
And Faith says something that is very important. She says that God can use that situation and turn things around. So I think it's always important for us to be very aware of what God wants in our lives
Exactly. Yeah.
and what we want,
Mm-hmm.
because I think what this person will love is to see continue with that company,
Mm-hmm.
and of course wanting to do his job. And but I think what I'm saying here is that if God is saying that it is time, then
Mm-hmm.
you need to step into something new. And stepping into something new can be something challenging and very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
because if you have built something for more than 5 years or so, or working for a company more than 5 years, and then now you need to, like, go into a new environment,
Mm-hmm.
new people, new
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
colleagues,
it's challenging.
it can be challenging. But at the same time, for somebody to grow, you need to go through the process. So yeah, I think that's that.
And even if God still says, because you said, and what if it's
Mm-hmm.
time to move on? Even if maybe it's time to still stay there. Maybe this is a challenge that trust in me, no matter how
What?
it looks like, you might feel like,
Mm.
okay, I'm not going to get the job, but still have faith.
Mm-hmm.
Let your faith work for
For
you.
you,
But
yes.
stick to who you are. Don't let them change your identity. Don't let them, shape you or remold you. Stick to,
Mm-hmm.
the process that you have made. Just be yourself and keep trusting in God. But it's very important to know what it is He's saying. If He's saying move, you better move. If He's saying stay, then you
Which
must
is,
just,
yeah,
go through this difficult time and trust that you'll come out successfully. You can't do more than that.
exactly.
Yeah.